Hello, I'm pleased to announce that Makers is finally back with its ACT summer program once again. We will be starting on June 8th, and hopefully you can join us by then. My name is Ahromi, and with 10 years of test prep under my belt, teaching everything from SAT all the way to AP, I've gathered all different sorts of test prep strategies in order to help your student get the best score possible on the ACTs. Now, the biggest dilemma then becomes, should they take the ACT or the SAT? Well, the ACT is a little bit more flexible in that regard because it allows for both paper and pencil testing as opposed to just a digital that is offered for the SAT. The ACT offers a lot more choice and flexibility within the testing experience itself, and as opposed to the legacy ACT, it's a lot shorter now. And this summer course is offered to students of all levels, for freshmen who are just starting out, all the way to the juniors and seniors who still have to take that last test in order to apply for colleges. And during our courses, we focus on several main things. And the first thing is vocabulary. On the ACTs, the vocabulary aren't tested as in-depth as they are on the ACTs, but they are still very, very important. And so with a lot of vocabulary drills and quizzes daily, the students will start to build up their vocabulary over time over the course of weeks during the summer intensive programs. The secondary thing that we go over is reading speed. Ideally, 3 minutes should be enough to read through an entire passage for the reading section, but as is the case, a lot of students' reading speed falls a little bit short. And so what we try to do is by having them train through the reading passages day after day, they will be able to reduce the amount of time spent for reading the passages down from maybe over 5 minutes down to perhaps 3 or less, and that will be our goal. If they cannot bring this reading speed down, then we find some other strategies and personalize it so that they can read through the exam under the given amount of time. Besides speed, they also learn to read with depth. And especially for the students who have gone to school in Korea, what they tend to do is to just look at the passage and interpret it superficially. So when I ask them, okay, why did you choose this answer? They aren't able to give me a particular reason. So what we try to build in them is curiosity. Why did the author do this? Why is the question asking me this? Why is this the particular answer? So there's a lot of interactive back and forth between the teacher and the student so that they start to think for themselves instead of just absorbing whatever is given to them. And lastly, we spend a lot of our classes on grammar basics. And not only the basics, we try to build them up to the more advanced rules. And perhaps the most important, we work with real ACT passages so that we try to recreate the real test conditions so that come actual test day, they aren't surprised by anything. And this is the breakdown for the schedule for the summer. There are 3 classes that are offered by level: intermediate, advanced, and clinic, depending on the student's level or score. And with the intermediate session, there are 2 that are offered from June all the way to August 14th. And these run daily from Monday to Friday. All of these levels are going to take the mock test in the morning. So it is timed, and either they can take it on paper or computer, depending on what the student prefers. And after that is taken, they will immediately go to lecture where it is reviewed, that exact same test. So we get the students' results back the moment they are finished with it, and I go through each of the questions that they may have gotten wrong, and we give them a personalized feedback on what they can do better or why that particular question was wrong. Now, for the intermediate classes, they have self-studies after, and if they need further help, there is a TA to guide them on that. For the advanced and clinic classes, the classes are not run daily, but it's either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday for the advanced, or just Tuesdays and Thursdays for the clinic classes. The timeline that we would like to follow is during the summer, they're going to build up all of the test-taking strategies that they need for the exam. whether it is all of the basic grammar rules or reducing the reading time that they need for the passages, or building up a particular type of strategy that works for them. And that's what they're going to devote all of the weeks during the summer to. And the most important thing during the summer, however, is diligence. Diligence is key. And so no matter how many hacks I give them or how many shortcuts that I ask the students to follow, if they are not willing to put in the work, their score is probably not going to go up. Okay, so that is what I need from the students during the summer as well in order for them to come to Makers and become successful. So it's a give and take situation. I put in 50% and the student also puts in 50%. So we promise that to each other at the very beginning. We work really hard throughout the summer. And if everything works out okay, in the fall, they will take the first official test and hopefully they will get the best score there. But if not, then during the winter session, they will come back and review the skills that we've learned during the summer, improve the score even more, or pick up on things that they may have not learned during the summer. And then after that, come spring, they might want to take it again, where they will get the final score. And just as a reminder, the ACT does allow for super scoring, so they can put together their best scores from each section and then offer that to the colleges. And that will be our entire timeline of taking the ACTs and getting the best score possible. Thank you very much.